It's not too late. I've heard through your comments that we've had a lot of problems with carrots this year. They're either not germinating or they die off shortly after germination. There's good reasons for that. We've had quite prolonged hot spells, and carrots don't do very well when the temperature is too hot. Anything above 25 degrees Celsius and they struggle to germinate. The other thing that they need is to be kept constantly moist. They need that moisture to help them germinate. And I'm guessing that a lot of you have seen that your soil is really dry. Now, it might surprise you to learn that even myself and Mrs. W have struggled this year. We haven't had very many carrots. We've had a very poor harvest for the spring and summer harvests. But today, what we can do, the heat has dissipated somewhat. It's only about 21 degrees Celsius in this garden. And we can sow some carrots now and give them everything they need. There's a good chance that we can have carrots to harvest as we go into the autumn. In this bed here, we've harvested what was here, and so I'm going to take the opportunity to sow a couple of rows of carrots. And what I'm going to do now is to water the drills, and probably need to do this 2 or 3 times because you need the soil underneath to be nice and moist, a nice bed for them to sit in. Carrots are something that we use all year round. One of the most important vegetables that you can have in your garden. We use them to eat as a vegetable, and we use them when we make our own homemade stocks. We use them for soup. We use them for so many different reasons. And although you can buy carrots relatively cheaply in the shops, they'll never ever taste like a home pulled carrot. Now do stick around, because a bit later in the video I'll show you my method, which differs from other people, and what you can do to keep this moisture locked in. Now that we've watered our drill, it's got a nice soggy bottom, something Mrs. W, when she's in the kitchen, would say you definitely don't want. But when it comes to carrots, they want a soggy bottom and a soggy top. Moisture is key for their germination. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to sow these into this drill. Try to do it as thinly as you can. It's not always easy, I do appreciate that, but it saves a lot of thinning if you can get them sown relatively thinly. This is a variety called Eskimo. It's one we've grown for quite a few years now, and it's really quite reliable as an autumn and winter carrot. The second variety I'm sowing in the other row is a variety called Chantenay Red Cord. Now, this carrot we love to grow because it is great to use in things like stocks. They are a short and stumpy carrot, and actually if you grow your vegetable like a clay, they're a good carrot to grow because they don't need to go deep into the ground, and you get a really nice carrot from it. And then once you've covered them over, give them a watering from the top. Do make sure you've got a rose on the end of your watering can. You don't want the seeds to disperse everywhere. What we do want is for the surface to be moist as well as underneath. Now I'm having to use a watering can because we're under restriction. Anglian Water has done us a great service and has put a hosepipe ban on, so we don't have that option open to us. Somewhat annoying really, because not very far away from here they're about 3 miles from where we live. I've actually had a main that's been broken for weeks, months probably even, and even today it's still leaking water. If you're crazy enough to actually lay a new lawn at this time of the year, they'll allow you to water the grass for the next 28 days. But something that's going to feed us and do us really good, oh no, can't possibly be as sensible as that, the UK law, could it? That's the rant over with. There are many ways and many different techniques in which you can grow carrots and try to get the best from them at this time of the year. You'll often see people use planks. Now, we have actually tried that and it does work, I'm not saying it doesn't. But one of the things you do have to be really, really careful about is that once there's some germination, that plank needs to come off because it will squash the newly emerging seedlings. So what I like to do is to use some of our garden fleece. I may have mentioned this before, I can't remember now, probably in videos that we did a few years ago. But Mrs. W always leaves tubs and buckets about our garden. That means that when the rain does fall, it collects. We have one just over in the corner there, and so that has water in it. And what I've done, I've soaked this fleece. The advantage that the fleece has over the plank is that you don't need to worry about if they're starting to germinate. This is so light that the seedlings will actually push it up and it doesn't do them any damage. You don't need me to tell you that although you've sown a complete row of whatever, in this case it's carrots, they don't all germinate at the same time. So if you've got that plank and you need to take it off because some have germinated, it's then not going to do the job for the rest that haven't. Now our fleece is cut to the size that we need it for our beds when we use it earlier in the year. And because we've only got a short row here, we've folded it in half. As I said, it's already been pre-soaked and I've just got Mrs. W just helping me here. And we're just going to lay that on top there like so. Now with it being damp, it's going to keep those drills nice and moist. They're not sodden because carrots never want to be sitting in pools of water. They just need to be kept nice and moist. And all we need to do, if the weather gets hot again, which it is forecast to do, is to come out with a watering can with a fine rose and just water this once again, wetting up the fleece. And they remain nice and moist so that germination can take place. Mrs. W, have you seen the parsnips down here?
I have. They look amazing, don't they? I think they're even ready now, but they're a long way off being ready.
No, they want a frost on them first.
Exactly.
What joy to look forward to as we get to November. The other thing that you can do if you're really struggling with growing your carrots in the ground at this moment in time is to actually grow them in containers. We grow our potatoes, most of our potatoes, in these 30-litre containers, and they can grow really, really good carrots. Once you've harvested your potatoes, don't waste the soil. Look at that, look. It's lovely and fine, just what carrots really like. And because they've already grown potatoes, the potatoes have used a lot of goodness out of that. Carrots don't need a huge amount of fertilisation. If they've got too much food to eat, they tend to grow lots of foliage, and poor carrots can also cause the carrots to fork. So what I'm going to do is just ensure that this surface is nice and as level as it can be, and I'm going to give it a water from the top with our watering can so that there'll be a nice damp seed bed. So just like the ones we just put into our open beds, give that a good watering 2 or 3 times, and then it will be ready to receive the seeds that you're going to sow. But when you want to grow carrots in containers, they need quite a bit of depth. If you're growing in raised beds, make sure that your bed is at least 12 inches in depth, because carrots, by their very nature, they're a root crop, they grow nice and long. And what we're going to do is We're going to make a snail shape and then sow our seeds into that snail shaped drill. We did it last year when we did our video all about container growing, if you don't have the space like we have to grow your food. All we do is start from the middle and then draw a snail shape. We're going to be sowing a variety called Marion. We've found these work quite well and overwinter quite well. And that's the idea of these carrots, so that we can enjoy these much later on in the year. And what we can do is, as the weather begins to become poorer, we can actually move these tubs into our greenhouse or our polytunnel so that they're well protected from the poor weather. It also means that if we do get a spot of weather that's not too clever, like frost later on in the year, we can actually get to these carrots and harvest them. Whereas the ones in the ground, you tend to have to wait for the frost to disappear so that you can get them out of the ground. And myself and Mrs. W, we like to do 2 or 3 containers of these, and it just helps to spread the carrot harvest around. And then just cover them over lightly with some compost. Firm them down so that you've got good contact with your compost, and then water again from above to ensure that they're nice and moist. Now, the great thing about the containers is that you can actually remove these somewhere out of the blistering heat, down into a garage somewhere or into a shed where the sun is not hitting them and drying them out so readily. They don't need light to germinate. Once you do see the germination, clearly you need to bring them back out into the open so that they can begin to photosynthesize and get themselves established. If you really wanted to, you could take some of that fleece that we talked about earlier and cut a nice round circle out and put that on top. You could do that with these too. But I'm pretty confident that once I move these into the shade, these too will germinate really well. Gardening is much like life. Things live and things die. And unfortunately, this week we had to experience the death of something. It's our lovely beloved cat Peppa. She had a good life. She was actually well over 19 years old. And I'm really pleased to say that Mrs. W was actually able to be there with her through her final hours. We could actually see that her breathing was starting to shallow. She wasn't in any particular pain. She wasn't dying of anything nasty. It was just purely old age. We kept her well hydrated, and yep, she passed away the next day. For the past 5 years that we've been on YouTube, you will have seen Peppa about many times, and we shall always remember her. Hopefully, Peppa, you are playing with Lily Dog up in the sky. We still have Scylla. She's still relatively young compared to Peppa, and of course Poppy was Lily's replacement, and she's still very much here with us. So, in conclusion, it's not too late. You can still sow carrots. Give them another go. It would be tragic to go without the lovely carroty taste that we get from growing them in our own garden. How have you found carrot growing this year? It seems to have been quite hit and miss from what I've seen in the comments. Some people have done very well with them. Other people have really struggled. And if you're going to try some of the methods that we have talked about today, do let us know. And later on in the year, keep us up to date with how that's gone. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a like, and if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, then why not take that opportunity to subscribe? In that way you won't miss any videos that we put out onto our channel. This coming Sunday, myself and Mrs. W, we shall be at the RHS Sandringham Flower Show. So, particularly if you do live locally and you're going down to see the show, do come along and say hello to us. We would love to meet you. We're on the main stage at midday on Sunday the 26th of July. Getting the best out of our crops is always all important, and we've made one or two of our series from seed to table. So if you're particularly interested in carrots and want to get the best out of your carrot harvest, why not watch this video next?